Hey guys, I'm Perry. You guys might know me if you've seen my channel for now. We're coaching a player who's went from gold all the way to emerald. Um, he's been playing extremely well. We're gonna see why today. This game, went okay, but we're gonna figure out why there are more mistakes in this game than his other games. But the climb from gold to emerald is, it's really impressive. So we're just trying to see how we can keep replicating the climb and go further. Today it's a Nocturn game. So let's take a look. Right off the bat, I see something interesting, right? Lulu and Caitlyn, not normally you see. Akshan, Wukong, interesting top lane. And you got this Ignite Flashless Wukong, right? So these are all things you're loading into game. Your loading screen you should be seeing when you're
Yeah.
holding tab like this. This is perfect. I'm seeing you try and like look at the tab screen. You're holding it for a long time. You're dissecting this information. Um, and I'm guessing that's kind of why you pat top as well, because you see Wukong has no flash. Also,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is good. Path top. I don't hate it. I think pathing top when their top laner is like, yeah, flashless. Okay, your top's going well too. Okay, so we're in a game state right now where the lane we're pathing to, right, is winning. Okay, right, like right away. 2 minutes in the game, the guy has already won. So in our head, we do not need to interact with bot lane or mid lane for the rest of the game. We can just keep accelerating this guy, and eventually, you can interact with mid and bot lane. But your worries should not be with mid and bot lane. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's see how you progress with the rest of the game. Okay, see, let's see if you look at lanes here. See what Akshan's doing. Good. So even here, right? Checking what's going on with the top wave to see if you can skip camps here. Really, really important. Mid lane has complete prio. Top lane has decent prio. Let's say, well, you're playing against Lee Sin, so let's say you think you win the 1v1, right? If Akshan
Yeah.
pushes this mid wave in and you win 1v1, what's stopping you from going to fight him here?
Yeah. Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, because I mean, what do you think? Do you think you win 1v1 against Lee Sin?
Yeah. I should.
Yeah, I think so. I think relative like with lethal tempo especially, and he's probably going to use spells on his camps. You can play to
Yeah.
pressure him here. And the reason why I mentioned this, because normally, I'm an advocate of not invading. It's not to actually invade the Lee Sin. It's to stop Lee Sin from ganking mid or ganking top lane. Luckily, you have this really nice ward, so you'll see if Lee Sin crosses all the way to Yone, right? But if you don't have this ward, you need to confirm that their Lee Sin can't mess with your winning lane. And the way you can do that is by literally going out to hunt him. Alternatively, Yone has a ward here, so you could have asked for him to ward, or you ping him, or you just play defensively and you make sure he crashes his wave safely. So
All right.
in the early game when you have a winning lane, you need to adjust your jungle pathing to accommodate to help your laner's condition. So what happens is, what does Yone need to do within the next like 30 seconds? What does he want to do?
Probably back and by.
Yeah, he wants to recall. But in order for him to recall, he needs to crash this wave. So you want to
Yeah.
make sure that he's not getting ganked while he's trying to crash, that he's able to crash by either like literally pushing you with him, or if he wins 1v1, just making sure that, it's not a 2v1.
Yeah.
So that's really important for you to kind of see, especially if you win 1v1. But even if you're losing 1v1, it's really important to still help your winning lane however you can. But again, Akshan covers for everything for you here because this ward is like the most broken ward in the game. So
Yeah.
you do not need to go top here. 2 points Q, good. This is good timing, right? Right now you've fully locked into doing this. One very big thing I wasn't seeing it earlier, but if you stand on your Q, you get bonus AD.
Yeah.
So you're like not standing on it right here this whole time. So your 71 is your auto versus, let's look at it here. 101 is your auto right here. So you
All
lose
right.
30 damage per auto. It's like crazy. Right, see here, 102. Oh no, wait, hold on. 101, 101, and then all of a sudden it goes down to 71. Okay. So Yone decides to come back, to be back. See, there's Lee Sin, right? And the reason why this is so interesting is because, hey, Lee Sin's not here this entire time, right?
Yeah.
Where could Lee Sin be, right? If Lee Sin hasn't crossed like this, where would he be then, right? He's 100% going to be here.
Yeah. All
And
right.
because Akshan is winning, if you 2v2 right here, his game is over. The enemy
Yeah.
jungler's lane, enemy laner's lane is over. So that's why jungle tracking, right, and identifying where you win is very, very important, but it's the baseline to get your full clear off. So when you have good jungle tracking and a winning lane to work with, it's okay to skip camps. So you can see how I can guarantee that Lee Sin will either come, gank mid, right, and you can stop him, or you can guarantee that you're gonna get Raptor camp or red buff camp or like some sort of like advantage in the jungle, right? So it's
Yep.
still a guaranteed play. Lee Sin comes, 2v2, dead, or get a flash ace, or get HP. Lee Sin doesn't come, well, you're just eating the camp the whole time. So what's going on? You're just getting free camp. Okay. So here, Lee Sin expands his tempo by doing this. Akshan just runs away. Beautiful. Okay. You hit level 4. Okay. And Lee Sin has just did 3 camps into mid lane. Right? You can spot that right away.
Yeah.
Right? He's level 3. You see him. You should hold tab
Yeah.
just to confirm. But it's pretty simple to know. And top lane is winning. Yeah, this is good. You eventually will tap. So you see 12 to 24, right? I would switch these guys so it's easier for you to like see,
Yeah.
your laners, but that's okay. And the thing is here, his whole top side is up. So you've cleared your entire jungle.
Yeah.
He has to be here. You're on the exact same side as him. What I want to see you do is invade him here.
All right.
And the reason for that is because you're level up, you have red buff, and your mid lane and top lane have shove. So you do not want the Lee Sin ganking your lanes while you're doing the crab. You do not want the Lee Sin ganking mid lane while you're top lane, right? You want to hunt this Lee Sin down, and even if you don't get camps, you're making it so your laners are just winning 1v1. This is a really new concept we're learning here, right? But because this guy's winning 1v1 and this guy's winning 1v1, you want to make sure that you want to make sure that if you 1v1 this guy, you don't die. That's important. But you don't need to win this 1v1. What you need to do is you need to stall him. Right? And if you win it, it's even better. But because you're level 4, you have red buff, you do win it. But the goal is to stall him. So your laners, because they're winning 1v1, after they shove their wave, guess what? They're going to come to you.
Yeah.
So let's see what you do here. Okay. So see how we're playing a relatively defensive way of playing, and this is not a
Yeah.
bad thing. Okay, this is a very actually good things come from playing in this way. This guy comes for the crab when he should never come for the crab, right? And then it could have gone like any which way, right? So like it's
Yeah.
never a bad thing to play defensively. It's the fundamentals. So what I've seen so far is completely fine. I'm just showing you how you can level up your game.
Yeah.
So here, you're level 4, he's level 3, your mid is pinging on the way. Yeah, he got creep block too, go fight him. Yeah, this is good, this is good. And then prioritize the camp, also very nice, also very nice. Okay, he's 16 CS, right? You're 28, his Krugs are up. Go take his
Yeah.
Krugs. Or recall. This crab is useless.
All right.
Right, so never ever ever expend your tempo doing this crab. You only do this crab if there's no play top lane, no play mid lane, or no play in the jungle.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm guessing you just go for the crab and then recall. Yeah. See, even Akshan is like, yo, I'm gonna shove this wave and make sure we get the Krugs. You see that?
Yeah.
So again, winning lanes equals to like apply as much pressure as possible. Still be patient though. So you played this sequence very well. You're going decently slow, relatively slow. This guy eventually got fucked up. You're pushing him out, and then you're going for the camp. This is relatively good, right? I think he's walking a little bit too close here. Like you should wait in this bush and see what this guy does because like you lose vision of him here. You should just sit there And this guy is
Yeah.
like so close to you. If you E him, he's almost gonna die here. Like look at where he throws that Q. He's like right there.
Yeah.
So you over prioritize the camp here by a bit, but it's okay. Again, that's the baseline, right? But from here, when you're winning everywhere, you want to apply as much pressure as possible, and that's normally by extending your pressure into the enemy jungle. So right now, your line of pressure is like this. Well, I can draw a little bit like this, right? I mean, river is kind of like this. What you want to do is you want to make it like this. So this whole jungle is yours. Right, and that's
All right.
just like taking the camps and like applying the pressure. Even if you stand in this bush and like saw where Lee Sin was going, it applies the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens after this crab. You're late to Krugs, you're late to Raptors already. For crab, it's not the end of the world. Crabs are actually like not the worst. I know I hate on them a lot, um, but it's not the worst. So everything I've seen is like again not a bad game, but there are better like modifications you could say. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Yeah, this is very, very scary. So why do you feel the need to pull dragon here in this game state? I don't mind you taking crab, but let's talk about the
I
crab and the dragon.
just felt I was strong enough that if Lee came, I was gonna win the 1v1.
So if you're pulling the dragon, how is it like 1v1? Right? Because you're tanking dragon, you're losing HP. Like look at the picture here.
Yeah.
You're almost half HP. So if his voice I mean I think it's still winnable, but like it's not the big of an advantage as you think it is. Right? And then their bot lane
More often
also
than
has
not, like
yeah, whatever.
when I play against the Lee, like they'll jump in on me and then I get opposite side of them and then they take the dragon while I'm fighting them.
Yeah, that is like a way to outplay it, right? But their bot lane has prio as well. If they see you here and
Yeah.
ping to come, like it's not gonna go too great. And the other
All
thing
right.
is you have top camps up and you have a really clean path this game to play for his Raptors and Krugs and help your top laner over and over again.
All right.
And the reason why I talk about this is because this play can go either way every single game. I literally can't tell you how this will
Yeah.
go. If this Lee Sin decides to wake up and play it really slow here, and spot you and then go slow, and you as you're walking away, you're getting slowed by the dragon. Like it's very hard to outplay this. And he plays it
Yeah.
really well. He pings his bot lane to come. His mid lane drops a wave. Like you're dead, and you're gonna give them dragon. Or like what
Yeah.
happened, you just get the dragon for free. Like shit like that can happen, right? But what you can guarantee is if you do Raptors, Wolves, Gromp, you're about to hit level 6. You can play for his Raptors, you can play for his Krugs, you can play to dive top. You can kind of just play a more like consistent way, I guess I would phrase it. Like this is just very risky to me.
Yeah.
If your
Makes
bot
sense.
lane was winning, or if you ganked bot lane here to generate an advantage, and then did Dragon, it would be a much better position. See how far bot lane is shoved up here? If you're
Yeah.
watching these guys and okay, yeah, you're watching here a little bit, but if you see that these guys need to crash the next wave, and you ganked them here on this wave,
Yeah.
right? Then you can pull dragon afterwards because you've generated an advantage in the bot lane. Right now, bot lane has no advantage. Okay, let's see the next part of the game. So you do get the objective, which is amazing. Your Octron will be 2ing. Okay, clear our top side camps. Lee Sin is right under you. Okay. Okay. That's good. Makes sense. It's normal. Okay. Yone is just destroying Wukong, and we're hovering in the bot side for crab. So you've done this twice now, where your sequence is going towards the top side. You have blue buff, you have winning top lane, you have winning mid lane, and instead of playing to have a fluid cycle here, or even to play for the objective on the easier side, you go down to this crab or this spot side vicinity.
Yeah.
Um, so this is gonna be like the biggest problem I've seen in the early game is you do not gravitate toward your you do not like do not go toward your weak side slash weak side slash weaker lane if you have a winning lane. Like you never want to invest time in even if this crab is up, it's actually like well, it's flip if it's up, right? But it's also like if you get it, you're desyncing your topside camps, you're delaying your topside camps, and now instead of after Raptors going to blue buff or going to Wolves, now you have to go Raptors, bot crab, all the way to Wolves, all the way to blue buff. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
So then your pull on the Herald is even more delayed. So all this right here should be getting his topside camps where Akshan is, or getting the Herald.
All right.
Because there is good logic here. Hey, if he got the bot crab, he just got it. That must mean he has some bot camps up potentially. I'm gonna go hunt and find him. I feel very strong. I know I win the 1v1. Let me go look for him. It makes sense. It's not bad, right? But here, their ball lane comes, and well, you should still relatively win. Oh, we get pushed into a really awkward position. Right, and it's like we can critique the very very
Yeah.
specific things like oh like don't use your spell shield for nothing here or like I don't know like instead of flashing instead of kiting upwards like this kite downwards like I don't know, like we can talk about these specifics but at the end of the day it's the macro sense behind it, it's the jungling sense behind it. Why are we even in the bot side? Your Akshan who's
Yeah.
winning his top lane, there's Herald you should be playing for, your top camps are up, his top camps are up, you could be killing Wukong. That's the better way to play this game here. So in a sense, you've made this game harder than it should be on like your terms, right? You're the only death.
Yeah.
You've desynced your camps. You could be level 8 in this game. You could have Herald us already as well. Um, but the invade can do that to you sometimes. If you
Yeah.
invaded with Akshan there the entire time, that would never happen. You would just win. That's why if let's recap. If Akshan knew you were going here and you pinged this entire time that hey I don't want you to go topside, I want you to actually come bot side, this play could actually have gone a lot differently. Look at what Akshan is doing while
Yeah.
you're bot lane. He's
Yeah.
hitting the red buff. Right, but if he's here, he'd be stopping Vex. Right, he'd be helping you kill these Sin. He'd be in the bot side the entire time. Not that that's the best play, but it's a play that you guys can at least be synced together with. It's like a
Yeah.
play you guys can work with together. Okay, let's look at the next sequence. You do blue buff, you kill this guy top lane. It's good. Good, you have good tempo. You can do this. One thing I'll note is you want to bring this Herald all the way over here because Akshan is playing defensively. He's low. Yone is full HPs. He wants to help you, and this Fog of War right here is very scary, right?
All
Because
right.
Lee Sin could come and not necessarily kill you, but he can like potentially steal, right? And plus your camera
Yeah.
is like you're not seeing below you at all, and this has been a
Yeah.
like somewhat of a tendency. But yeah, like here, like he could potentially steal, you know. Okay, so this is like you pretty much have the concept of hey, you get your mythic, you recall, but if there is a tier 2 crab or a crab that's not level like a crab that's not like the first spawn, it's actually worth a lot. Um and it's actually going to be even worth even more the next patch. But this crab is something you want to spend time killing and then recall.
All right.
But otherwise you have this down correctly. You do want to recall as fast as you can. Okay, so they do the dragon. It is what it is. Right, let's look at this.
Yeah. I didn't spell shield the here.
Fury, yeah. Okay, so let's recap. Let me recap for a sec. Okay, so you have Strybeck on map. Your bot lane is in base. There's two top plates. There's four mid plates. Your teammates are not in base or are not on the map right now, so they can't help you with dragon. So they can't do dragon. So here you have 2 minutes for plates to fall. You have top camps up. You have his top camps up potentially, and you have again Yone you can play through. The reason why I'm thinking about all these things is I don't want my only option here to be to dive mid or to drop Herald mid.
Yeah.
So like here, there's no guarantee you can get this good of a trade, right? Akshan like does a does some Akshan things here, which is really good. But if you're walking at this earlier, before Akshan E, this guy was full HP, and if you
Yeah.
drop Herald while the turret has 4 plates, well you can get like 3 plates. But if you
I
farmed
think
camps and then dropped Herald, you'd be in a
I
like even better situation.
think what I was trying to do here was I was just going to cut across and take his Raptors. So I was cutting through mid.
Right. Okay.
I wasn't actually going to go for the gank.
That sense that then that's pretty good. But then here I guess you just see he's low, so you're interested in it. One thing I'll say is these plays can actually lose you games. So what I would have liked to see is for you to clear or drop the Herald and then just clear a stop sign and play for
Right.
something that like will not fail or will not get countered. You saw the
Yeah.
Lee Sin on Dragon earlier, so if you make a play top lane, like he cannot be there. But for this mid
Yeah.
dive, he can come. So if you went to ult, you could drop Herald mid lane, sure. If you went to do Raptors or just dive top lane straight up, Lee Sin cannot stop you on either of these plays. Which is why I would have rather you do that because it's a lot less riskier. So when you're
Yeah.
ahead, you want to take the least amount of risk possible and maintain your lead by farming slash making simple plays. So you're in a good game right now. You have almost like 9 CS a minute or like 8 point something. You're very very powerful, and your teammates are very very powerful. You've been on top, and your bot lane's not even inting. So they're doing great, right? If you die here, because you dive, you lose tempo on your jungle camps. You lose some lead you have in jungle specifically, and you're missing out on an opportunity elsewhere on the map. That could be even easier.
Yeah.
So this death here is actually probably the biggest mistake in the game so far. Um, Going for this is just a bit too much, right? And it's not because of how bad a play it is itself. It's just because there are like so many other better plays in the moment that that's what you should be doing, other than this.
Yeah.
Okay. Because Wukong is like a free kill here. Yone kills him himself, but Wukong is a free kill here. Alternatively, the argument as to why these plays can be good is if you played this very well mechanically. So this is where you instantly identified, oh shit, I should have spell shielded. So if you can execute these sequences insanely well, then you don't even need to think about the cross map into the top side. You see this guy's low, you know you have spell shield, you know you have damage, you just go kill this guy, right? But that's
Yeah.
why execution sometimes can be difficult because it involves a lot more like risk, a lot more things. Whippo talks about how if you know the limits to a champion, there's no like buffering breaks the game. Like buffering abilities, like like Tristana W, you can like someone CCs you, you can buffer it. If the Blitzcrank versus Ezreal, you can buffer it. Like that, those interactions break the game. Like you're pretty much playing
Yeah.
a different game entirely. So it's like on a smaller scale, knowing when to W on Nocturne against Zephyr will break the game in the sense that this is completely fine if you can do that. But if you can't do that because it's just inconsistent every now and then you can, every now and then you can't, you think about it from a more macro POV. If you're making the right decisions in that way, you don't even need to worry about the mechanics behind how to play the fight because you can like mess up everything and still kill this Wukong really really easily.
Yeah.
Okay. Yoda is breaking top tier himself. The Akshan went down to bot lane, so you're catching mid wave. Sure, sure, sure. Your ultimate is up. You're full clearing one time. Your Yone is a bit far deep. So in these types of games, Either in the picture like this, I'm either pinging Yone to get the heck out, or I'm pinging on the way to fight Ezreal. Right? Because
Yeah.
right here Ezreal's by himself, or even
Yeah.
with their support here. What do you think? Do you think this guy's killable?
The Maokai, if the Maokai were there, probably not, but alone, yeah.
So let's say Maokai is here, and in this picture, well, Maokai's top lane, right? Because
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
so that's why watching this stuff happen is because normally if a laner that's winning that hard is applying this much pressure, the jungler and the laner can't take them themselves. That's normally how these games go. So
Yeah.
they need a third member. But let's say Maokai was bot lane. You really don't think you can kill this guy? Get this guy like half HP, make him burn flash or like flash on him and kill him?
Well, he's with him full HP. I don't know. I feel like Maokai could keep me off him long enough, but he just eased away.
Right, so okay, let's play this out. So I'm going to ult on this guy, right? I'm going to stride breaker, then I'm going to EQ and follow him, and if he ease away, I'm flashing on him. I'm autoing the entire time using smite, like,
Yeah.
and then if Maokai comes to root you or W you, that's when you W. And alternatively, let's say Maokai is like just chilling in this bush, right? Like the distance from Ezreal to Maokai, because you have this warded, is very very far to where you will get this guy to more than half HP. Like he'll have less than half HP, and then if Maokai comes to help, you can like use flash, use your abilities to get on top of him. The reason why
Yeah.
Nocturne is actually so good into Ezreal is because if you can kite correctly with your E, it doesn't matter if this guy E's away unless it's over a wall. If he ease away in that direction, or this direction, or that direction, like, and you're standing here, you'll get him in any direction. If he goes this way, then it's even better for you. But you ult on top of him, walk behind him, use your E, and he's practically dead here.
All right.
So again, the reason why I can't, like how I can identify this is Stridebreaker slows him, and I know Ezreal E, I can connect my E even through Ezreal E. And Maokai would be too far away. If he's in this bush, he's too far away. This distance is too far. If Maokai was in this bush, right, then yes, I agree. This distance is too close. Maokai will peel you off. Last thing is abilities here. But the biggest thing is this guy should never be allowed to get this wave for free. That's what I care about here. I don't
Yeah.
care if you kill him. I don't care if you use ult on him. I don't care what you do here. You walk over here and you pressure him as he's trying to push this wave in, even if you're
All right.
1v2. Because your top laner just died, and this is a cannon wave, and Ezreal should not be able to like freely get this wave in for free. Because you want to be winning. You want to be winning somewhere if the you pretty much want to generate a cross map. If your top laner died, you want to get something bot lane. If your bot lane dies, you want to get something top lane.
Yeah.
Okay, Akshan is just killing everyone. You hit level 11 now. You went to bot lane. Let's see how you play this. Your Q barely missed, or what? Yeah, it bare. Wait, is it on him? No, it's not. Yeah, it barely missed. Yeah, if your Q was on this guy here, you'd kill him a little bit
Yeah.
earlier. And then the other thing is target selection here.
I should have just gone on Ezra earlier.
Yeah. So after you ult this guy, and then he flashes away here, you turn on Ezreal. Alternatively, look at what happens here. So you E him right now. Oh, he insta flashes. Actually, never mind. That was good for him. He insta flashes. So there's nothing to do here. But yeah, you should just turn Ezreal.
Yeah.
Like after he flashes. Like after he flashes away, just now turn Ezreal. But otherwise, this situation it's just a bit messy. What you can do ahead of time is when Yone is TPing like this, you can ult. The ult lasts like 8 seconds before you can cast it, or maybe 6. So your ult will
Yeah.
be in range when you do this. So you skill your ult here, and then you just use it now, pretty much.
Right.
So they don't know when you're coming. That's like a Nocturne thing, right? Like it lasts for so
Yeah.
long, they don't know when you're coming. It can be very very valuable here. Also would make it so the Wukong can't TP. See you
Right.
ulted the moment he TP'd. He can't TP if you ulted
Yeah.
before. So this entire time your ult should be casted, so you can stop them from, just having more information than they should. But then the only thing here is just target selection. So before, so make sure. So shoot the targets. This is what I would call like chasing. What
Yeah.
you do here. The guy's so low, you're like, oh, I want to get in because he's so low, but it's actually a guy in your face that can be killed. And then the last thing is make sure you land your Q. So sometimes what I do on Nocturne, because I fear I'm gonna miss my Q, is I literally just save it for a bit. But like this barely
Yeah.
barely misses. But make sure you land your Q. Okay, so action on clutches. We're in a good state. Um, so dive mid was one of our deaths. The bot death was another one, and then what was our last one? Oh, the bot
That
invading.
one there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this one, and then this one.
Yeah.
So, funnily enough, none of these deaths are up here, which is why like these low key happen and are worse.
Yeah.
Sorry. This one later on in the game, mid game, is like it is what it is. It's actually just like a mechanics gap. Also just timing and target selection, so that's just fighting. But these other two deaths are easily preventable if you just played with your strong side lane.
Yeah.
Yone gets killed. Yeah, so then even here, like ulting a lot earlier, right? When they're in this position,
Yeah.
if you ult a lot earlier, you can also become unstoppable and ult through Maokai's ult here. That's point number one. Point number two is just again denying the vision from them is actually what makes Nocturne ult so broken. They're just winning naturally, nice. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of sucks actually. Wow, there's nothing you can do there. Okay, so far it's like again not the worst, but these like small plays, these like those three deaths that happen make this game very very unfortunate. And then here, the same thing, like look at the timing you're ulting, right? It's very, very late. You
Yeah.
want, like, as your Lulu is walking up like this, like, you don't want Ezreal, you want Ezreal to already, like, the moment his Polymorph hits, you want to ult on this guy. Not
Right.
to cast it on him right away, but so his teammates don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
His teammates don't know if it's, like, somewhere in the jungle, if it's somewhere else, like, they don't have any information. So the all timers are oftentimes a little bit just late. You want to utilize the fog of war factor you get from it. Like here, just ult. Right? You're trying to check in range, but you will be in range eventually, and even if you're not, you get the most impact by just literally hitting ult here, because like they don't know where you're coming to. They will feel afraid of it
Yeah.
being them that they're going towards. But
Makes
also,
sense.
you would eventually be in range here. Like if you ult right now, you would eventually be in
Yeah.
range. Okay, you get these kills. We go for Baron. Lee Sin's too far away. Yeah, yeah. You guys gotta go mid. You can't wait. You can't recall here. Yone's just killing. Okay, sure. Game should be a wrap here, I'm guessing.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I would try killing this guy, like for sure.
Yeah.
Like I would for sure try killing the Ezreal here. I would just ult on this guy. He's by himself. Like
Yeah.
wherever his teammates are, they're far away. They also don't know which teammates we're ulting because there's someone here, and like there's someone here, you know, like or there could be
Yeah.
like three here, four here. Like it's just like I don't know. These plays I'm looking at, like this look here is like you're up 4 levels. You have like 2.5 items. Like even if Maokai is here to stop you, like he lives, he E flashes, like he's going to be so low HP. He's going to be so weak. Like um,
Yeah.
it's like effectively killing this guy in a way. But it's okay. It's not too big to worry about. Again, um, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, so every time you ult, you're using your ult like to ult, but you want to use your ult to apply the vision. Um,
Yeah.
vision. I don't know what it's called, but like the darkness on the enemy team versus just to get to like. Okay, so um, let's recap here. In the mid game, what happened was um, after the spot death, you farm. Okay. Oh, here it is, the bot death. Okay, so that's like pretty sad. The dragon is nothing. Sure. So this whole time, you should be cross mapping. So what do you
Yeah.
think I want you to be?
On his Raptors.
hmm You know. So when you are given an objective because your tempo, map state, go cross map. Do not stay on the same side. This is the worst. This is the biggest mistake you can make in the mid game. Staying on the same side as their objective take because there's a lot of resources up there that you could be taking. And if they also face check and like Yon had conditions, you could also potentially like kill Maokai here, kill Lee Sin here with Akshan and stuff like ahead of time. Um,
Yeah.
okay, get these kills. Sure. Oh, and then they just kill themselves bot lane. Yeah, okay. Mid game is like pretty fucked up. They just keep fighting. And then using your ults really pretty well. They're just kind of killing themselves every now and then. And they die one more time, right? Yeah, he kills Ezreal. The dragon. Oh, and then Akshan and these guys do this. Okay, so here is interesting. Because here is mid game, right? Mid game starts and you're um you're like so strong here. Your ult's almost up as well. That farming camps does nothing for you. And the only reason why I bring this up is because you need to pay attention to what your laners are trying to do. So right now, Akshan is trying to kill people, right? He's trying to look for picks. Kaylin and Lulu are
Yeah.
walking up for the wave. So these guys are playing like aggressively in my head. If Akshan went to do the side wave, went to recall after, went to top wave, ignored the fights. If Caitlyn and Lulu were catching the wave a little bit like lower, not being this far up, then there's no fights. That's when I would go farm. So when your teammates are playing aggressively, you want to be as prepared as possible to fight in the exact moment they're fighting. So if we backtrack one more time, You see Akshan here moving like this. I would walk with Lulu here this whole time and stay in Fog of War, and at the very least, guarantee that we can clear this wave, and then afterwards we can recall.
All right.
But it's like when your teammates are playing aggressively, you want to make sure are winning and playing aggressively. Sorry, when your strong teammate is playing aggressively, so you should always identify this. You want to match your gameplay to theirs. So when you get into the mid game, right, the first thing to do is first step. So identify your strongest teammate and build a fuck, I don't know how to spell it, like hierarchy. Is that right? Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hierarchy from there.
Oh,
Follow your strongest teammate. Because if your strongest teammate Akshan here is fighting by himself, 1v fucking 3, like, and he dies, then you just lose Baron. Right? Or you lose like parts of the game. Right? But if you fight and at least it becomes a 2v3, right? Then it better odds. Alternatively, if you think this camp is so valuable, you just ping Akshan to not do this. But you need to pay attention to what these guys are doing, and you were doing that for the most part. Like, look, you're looking at this guy here, um, seeing what he's doing, but you just want to connect your game plan with what he's doing.
yeah.
Is all it is. But yeah, overall, I think not the worst game. I'm gonna write down what we should be improving on, and then we'll go through questions. But right now, well, I think the most important thing for you to do is to um, leave your weak side lane alone and try to snowball with your winning lane. And let's say your top laner was the one who died, and your bot lane was the one who's winning all of a sudden because they were doing good the entire game. Let's say Yone lost the level 2 fight, right? Then it's on you to, yeah, go play bot side and never do anything top lane.
Yeah.
So people often have the tendency of like, oh, if I have someone winning, that means they can keep winning, and I'll go play somewhere else. That actually makes the game harder. You should just try and accelerate with your winning guy because you will have better odds at all points. If you took a 3v3 bot lane this game, there's a chance you could lose. You take a 2v2 top lane, it's almost unlosable because of
Yeah.
top being so hard, so far ahead. Um, the next thing is so when in the mid game, you have to um utilize or make sure to cross map and connect with your strongest teammate. So most of these times in the times where I wanted you to cross map, it's mainly because your super strong teammate is not on the side that you're on. So if you're on the wrong side of the map, oftentimes that just means you're not with the right teammates. So finding the right teammates and playing with them is the next thing for you to kind of think about some more. Um, and then the last thing, these two are pretty generic. I mean, the last thing really is just Nocturne specific things. If you want to look at the fighting, so it'd be like make sure to like it'd be like small things like make sure to stand on your Q when while farming, use your ult, use your ult for darkness debuff on enemy, and then it would be like make sure to fight to go for same targets as teammates, as strong teammates, right? So that's kind of just like the generic things, and otherwise you're hitting the fundamentals pretty decently, which is why there's no need to re-stress those things.
All right.
Okay, so keep doing what you've been doing. Try to add these things. I think one thing you want to think about a little bit more is in the mid game, it's okay to skip camps. A lot of people feel like, oh, I need to get camps to win. It's actually completely fine to take enemy camps and take fights and play that way versus just farming your own camps. You obviously want to find good plays with it. It's like you can't go invade, you can't go fight if your teammates aren't with you. But again, this Akshan's been perma trying to fight, perma trying to play, and if you were with him some of these times, the fights could go better, or they're maybe Akshan's too afraid to fight, but if you're there with him, he'll fight and you'll get kills and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, but then, yeah, the other thing is um, just the fighting stuff. The fighting stuff was like okay. All right,
Yeah.
do you have questions about this game here?
Not at all, no.
Awesome. I'll send over these notes, and then wait for a minute so we can look at something.